This is an Alkota Model 246 dry steam generator. This is a machine that produces dry steam for the purpose of heating. It's not really a cleaning machine. There's no trigger, gun, and hose. It's just a dry steam generator or a heat generator with reduced moisture. I'm talking about is now some of the components as far as what makes this all work. In the control box, we have the on-off switch on the side here, just for turning the machine on and off. Inside here, we have two different delay timers. One is for a delay timer so that when you first turn the pump on, it makes sure that the coil is filled with water before the burner can fire. And the other delay timer is that when you shut it off, it makes sure that the pump keeps running for a period of time to cool it down before it shuts completely off. There's also an oil primary control that has a reset button. That's just to make sure that the burner is actually firing or it shuts down. There's also a high limit temp control in case it gets too hot. That also has a reset button. Right here we have a steam relief for safety. We have a pressure gauge to show operating pressure. This is the actual steam separator right here. It actually separates out the heavier, wetter steam. This is the bucket trap that collects that wetter steam and that water. This is a gate valve that's used to set your system pressure. Temperature gauge for showing you the output temperature. This is a pressure switch, so in case the pressure builds up too high, it also shuts off the burner. And this is just a three-way ball valve used for warming it up. You start with the open position to let the steam come out until it's up to temperature, and then you close it to send your process heat to wherever you want to go to. Now I'm going to go through the startup procedure and shutdown procedure. Before we get started, make sure you've got your power connected to the proper supply voltage of your model. Make sure your fuel tank is full of fuel. And also make sure you have your water connection in the back or connected to a good flow of water. Although this machine only uses about 1 gallon a minute, make sure you have good flow of water to the unit. Once that is all done, then we're going to go ahead and just turn the machine on, but only to the pump position. Take your main switch, turn it to the pump position only. And what we're waiting for is a good flow of water to start coming out of the three-way valve right here. Make sure this is in the position that allows it to just dump water out the barb. That's where you're going to be using the actual dry steam. Once you get a good flow of water, then we're going to go ahead and turn it to the burner position. Now it's going to take a little while before the water to get hot. There's a lot of pipe in the coil here that's got to heat the water up to about 400 degrees before it comes out of the coil. You know when the water starts getting obviously mostly steam as it's come out of the three-way valve. At that point then, what we're going to do is we're going to start adjusting the gate valve so we can get our system pressure between 75 to 100 psi. You're going to, as you notice, as you slowly close off this gate valve, not only is the pressure going to decline, but the steam that's going to come out of your ball valve here is going to start changing to a drier steam, because water then will start coming out of the bucket trap. The water and the wet steam that's being separated will come out of here. Once you get this set to about 75 to 100 psi, your temperature should be between 300 and 350. And now you're in regular operating mode. You can go ahead and change this three-way valve to the operating position and start using your heat as you see necessary. Then when it comes to shutting it down, just going to reverse that process. Go ahead and open this valve to dump the steam out here. You're going to take this switch, turn it to the pump position, and you're going to let that run for a period of time until this steam now goes back to water, and this temperature on your temperature gauge is down to around 100 degrees or less. At that point then, you can go ahead and turn the switch off, and the pump will continue to run for another few minutes. That's that delay timer that will continue to pump cold water through the system to make sure it's cold. Once it's after the preset amount of time, it'll then shut off. To learn more about the Alkota Model 246 dry steam generator, just go to alkota.com.